Back with you here at the 5th Annual Suicide Prevention Cup. It's the second to the main event, the under-14s, between the Velocity All-Stars and the Barbarians as the teams make their way out onto the field. This one is certainly set to be a heated game. Just looking at the size of some of the boys as they were walking behind us earlier. Big bodies out on the floor. It is the future of rugby league in this state. A great game of footy coming up. Handing you over to your commentators for this one. Again, it is John Devine and Arthur Werner doing a great job on the call.
They are big men indeed, Regan Baker. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time here this afternoon as well, mate. Super duper with the buttons. And we're in for a treat. 14 players, 14-year-olds, if you can believe it or not. We're not in Lilliput. This isn't the land of Gulliver. Absolute monsters, some of these players. But as we saw in the previous game before the All-Stars, Arthur Vernon, the smaller side from the All-Stars beating the Southern Connection, who had a massive forward pack, but they were just out-scooted, weren't they? And that may be the occasion here this afternoon. You know a lot about these players. There's some cattle out here that are worth keeping a note of for the future.
Probably 12 of them are either Broncos or Titans development players. And you've got a few Wavell boys there. This is going to be one hell of a game. This is going to be really good. And when you line them up like that, they're not that much difference in size.
Well,
and they've played each other before at schoolboy level, so
well,
yeah.
we don't want to say, well, size doesn't matter when it comes to rugby league. It's how you tackle, how you commit yourself, how you...
Mental preparation.
Totally, it's all above the shoulders. Most of these guys are born with it. That's how they deal with it and apply it. So we see the Barbarians will kick off from the southern end.
No kicking tee again.
Well, you do your apprenticeship, you don't use the kicking tee.
We just can't get over the standard in between the two teams. Absolutely brilliant.
So now we're still waiting for a kicking tee, but we might have to do it old school.
We might do drop kick instead. No, here we go. We've got a kick and tee. No one's going to come out and get it, but just leave it there.
That's the idea.
Well, you used to be able to do that with the little mound of sand.
Totally. All right, the Barbarians about to get things underway through Carlos Bagon. And away we go. In the second last game of the match here, as the ages get better and the hits get bigger.
There'll be some good hits in this game.
Floro will get up and play it and look to see what hit him. And it's actually centre three-quarter in Ito. Loses the footy. Penalty for a hand in the ruck.
I'm going to be interested to watch a few of these guys. There's a fair sprinkling of Norse players in this comp.
We'll go through the team list at our next break. Players of note. So Phillips gets over halfway from the dummy half. Elijah Breen. Juggling there is Hala Hala. He's the brother of the young Kimmy this morning. Arthur.
Yes, certainly is.
Dart from dummy half and a good one here from Phillips. Almost gets away here. Tackled around the ankles by Tom Parker. All right, he was on his way to the chalk.
Good pedigree of that kid.
Penne.
Phillips' brother played for Australian University.
Wow, that is a good pedigree.
And his dad played for North A grade when he was younger.
Paniu, last tackle, slowly gets up. Looking for a crossfield kick, left boot. It's going to be too big.
Just about out the back on the full.
20-metre restart.
I think he'd like that one again.
They're running out of footies here by the looks of things.
Well, these guys are just warming into it. And I just watching there, the number 8 for Barbarians shaking his foot there. Like, they warmed up and then went and sat in the dressing shed. So the players are really struggling. You can see the trainers with him right now.
Oh, yeah. So, Fionardi. A lot of traffic on this ground today, so there's a bit of dust. That's Vavila, the man you're talking about, seems to have recovered. And that's that Fionardi again, the second carry in this set. Well, we can see the Barbarians' tactics early on, can't we, Arthur? Vernon is up the middle with the big men.
Just going to roll the ruck.
Yeah, Fionardi knocks it on.
Yeah.
Changeover on the last.
Two guys to watch in defence for the All-Stars. The 9, Phillips, and the 12, Brian Panuni. Especially in defence.
We got scrums in this one.
Yeah, mate. This is full on now.
Beautiful. Dart down the left wing. Cover defence comes across there in Luke.
He made a good run before, that young fella.
Luke, I'm thinking that's the relation to Isaac.
Yep, Luke is playing for Barbarians.
That's
He's
right.
the number 7.
Yeah, you just put the tackle on there before.
Yep.
And that's Floro. Still going as Floro. Good post-contact meters from Floro. Breen finds a lock forward in Charlie Dixon, but he's been met solidly by Vila. Cut out ball, quick hands. Probably not expecting it. It goes
There's the winger
backwards.
again. Oh.
It's Diedrich.
He certainly accelerates quick.
Last tackle now here for the Velocity All-Stars. Left foot crossfield kick. People coming in from everywhere. Oh, almost gets it.
No, got to
That'll be a knock on. Flying high there was Brian Pooney.
Brother's been signed by the Roosters at the age of just after he turned 14.
Wow.
Big lad, though.
I got signed by KFC when I was 2.
Yeah.
I've been eating it ever since.
Eating it ever since.
Yeah, look at me. I'm a treat. I'm finger licking good, Arthur.
Don't mind the old Kentucky Fried.
Yeah. So tap
That
restart.
wasn't one of the sponsors, was it?
No, but I am willing to take a personal.
totally right.
I'm
Yes,
willing to take
yes.
a personal sponsorship from either KFC
I'll wear a
or
bucket on my
Guzmany
hat.
Gomez. Actually, I'm more of a
Oh,
Guzzies
yeah.
kind of boy. Yeah.
No, a guy that owns the one up at Malulabar.
There you go.
If anyone wants to reach out, I'm looking for a personal sponsor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we'll give him a personal announcement.
There you go. Halfway line, almost crossed here by the Barbarians. So far, it's been a game of chicken from both sides. Just playing percentage footy. Hasn't been any offloads or, well, yes, speak of the devil, do one right now. And away they go here as Ito. And Ito bounces off and gets the
Nice
offload.
tackle.
Penalty.
He'll say it's too high. Yeah.
And it was. From the referee. Tom Parker is take the tap restart. No relation to Colonel Tom Parker, I wouldn't have thought. As a Moore. Driving, going backwards to go forwards, but that's only because he's been driven in the tackle there from the lock forward and Dixon. 8 out, right in front of the crossbar. Charging on a big run there from Fionardi. Fionardi will get up.
Oh, there's an obstruction there,
Also,
but
he's going to have to. He's
he surrendered.
Well, he's going to get penalised
he had
anyway.
to.
Yeah, he just gave himself up too.
He should have done what they do in the NRL, just sat down.
So relieving penalty here for Velocity All-Stars.
They needed that.
Fine touch.
You know, the experience these blokes get out of playing these games is incredible, but to have two coaches like Nathan and Ty that coach the Valley's BRL A-grade side this year to run the young blokes is great experience and for them.
Yeah, it's good to see we saw Luke Capel here and Tommy Butterfield here before
Yep.
as well. So giving back. Luke's still obviously playing NRL.
Going to be interesting to watch him this year.
Will be indeed. Broncos colours.
Back home.
Talapa gets some good meters across halfway. A dart from dummy half. This one from Mason Phillips and gets the offload. And they're on a roll here, the boys, the Velocity boys. Running with some velocity. Breen steps off the right, goes back inside as Pooney. Still going, still going. They're trying to pull him down here. Oh, his spiders all over him. Finally falls over in the tackle right in front of the crossbar. 8 out from the try line. They come to the right-hand side. Short ball finds Andrews. Cut down. 5 short. Last tackle. Dart from dummy half.
Not on
Trying
there.
to get through there is Mason Phillips. There'll be a turnover. Right, well.
Not the right option there.
Yeah, nonetheless, it's still 95 metres to the try line for the Barbarians. And he wants them to go back and play it on the mark. Well,
Fair
you
enough.
might say it's trivial, but this is what you've got to do. You've got to play by the rules.
They don't do it now. They'll burn it.
Well, the other thing is, and if you play it off the mark and you're heavily in attack and you've got to go back, you lose all that momentum. So get it right the first time. This is where you learn it.
They played at a pretty good pace. This.
Yeah. Well, they're still trying to sound each other out. It's a game of chicken at the moment. 2 sevens come together, or 17 and 7, beg your pardon. Bagan. Can't get through here. This might be about the last tackle. They're going to have to. It is the last. 5 short of halfway. No dummy half. Picks it up. Presence of mind. Oh, that's a text.
Cardinal
sin.
there.
I was going to say Cardinal sin, but I probably shouldn't talk about Cardinals. But anyway. Talapa.
Trying to offload there.
Yeah, no need to. It's only the second
No.
tackle. Hands out in front here from Charlie Dixon. Goes forward. Charlie Dixon. He's been strong. Gets the offload now. Stepping off the right is the big unit there in Wehu Hopper. To the left. Yeah, there's been a jersey change here for Velocity. We'll go through that in the first break. We can get to show you the team list. But in the meantime, Floro.
Look at the size of that 18. He's a huge player.
I mean, no big.
Yeah, he's
No different to the size of the Big Easy. He's only 12.
but he's carrying a few kilos. This bloke's not.
Kicking the in goal here and running it out is Hanutau. And will he be pushed back in the in goal area? That's good defence there. I think that one might have been Mariki Waradu. And it was, and that's going to be a line dropout. We might quickly go through one of the team lists quickly for you while we wait for this line dropout. So there's your All-Stars side. Waradu at the back there and Charlie Dixon locked in the scrum there. So plenty of stars out there. Write them down. You'll see them playing again in the future. And that is the Velocity All-Star side. We'll give you the Barbarians shortly. As line dropout was pretty long into the breeze. And the Velocity All-Stars have got to make some meters to get back there. Wahoo Cubby's in number 18. He's a big man. That's the 20. Welfare. It's been strong here as the Brian Pooney, as Arthur Vernon mentioned. Keep an eye on him. Waradu.
Oh.
Spinning and turning is Waradu. He's trying to muscle his way through there, but there's no way. Last tackle here for the Velocity side. Kick into the in goal area and go
big.
dead. Yeah, they're not big in goals either, are they, Arthur?
It's not too bad, though. There's got to be a good 7 or 8 metres there. It can be anything from 5 to 10.
I don't know why they're not all 10, but obviously the galvanised posts that are cemented into the ground, you can't take it all the way back there. It might be. Oh.
There's a good run.
That's fearless, isn't it?
Oh, he's dropped the ball.
Didn't care if he was going to get hurt.
Referee's missed it.
And that's the winger.
And here's the fullback.
Memphis Tuakov. Biggest human to wear a number 2 jersey for a 14-year-old. It's massive. Halfway line, they're away. Barbarians.
First runner.
Oh, Starkey.
Would have gave him the ball. It would have been a forward.
Blindside they come. Grub a kick in there. Good pick up in the end as he goes through his hand tower. Turns it back inside now to Otto.
Oh, good tackle.
5 out.
Not what you call copybook, but it was effective.
Last tackle now here for the Barbarians.
They're going to run it.
Luke gives it off to the right. Chip kick from Tom Parker, and that might be... No, comes back in looking, reaches out and scores a try.
Hang on, I'd like to have a look at that.
Well, the referee is going to award the try.
Go to the screen, ref. We'll have a look for you.
Well, we're going to go to the screen. Wonder, see what a brilliant try. One side of the field to the other. And it was a kick from Tom Parker.
Bounced well for him. Yes, that's a try.
By who? We don't quite know.
It's the winger.
The number 2, I believe.
Number 2.
We'll go to it again.
Let's do that. This is a good try from one side to the
He
other.
slams it down, and that's how it bounces out. Got an awesome bounce, look.
And that's what the Steeden can do.
Yeah.
Bounce anywhere, so... Memphis Turkoff scores a try and an awesome name.
Well, we had Zealand before,
We did
so
have Zealand,
yeah, now we can have Memphis.
What are the halves in this one, Regan? How many have we got?
230s.
230s?
230s, yep.
Okay, so that's taken 15 minutes to get it. First points.
Be a good game, this.
It is a good game.
Don't go away. There's a lot more twist and turn in it yet.
And that's the thing. It took a fortuitous bounce to get the first 4 points after. It wasn't exactly a case of a mistake. It was just sheer luck.
We saw an earlier game today where the halfback kicked the ball off after taking the tap, and they scored. They scored 3 tries off 3 kicks. So it's all about vision.
Conversion unsuccessful. 4-0. Trying to get the goal kicker. It might be the fullback. It could be in probably R.
You've got to remember he's kicking into the wind. Remember the wind's blowing as we're looking at it, left to right. Yeah.
No kicking. Oh, yeah, got the kicking tee, I think.
The kicking tee is kind of like the quarters. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. You don't know whether it's going to be around, how long it's going to be.
Yeah.
Usually you have a kid carrying the kicking tee. This guy's motoring up.
Big charge.
Nice run.
Good carry. That's what you want from your...
Finds his front
big
well,
man.
gets up, plays the ball. Good work.
Samoa. And the conversion was unsuccessful by number 14, Tom Parker. Of Colonel Tom. You know who Colonel Tom Parker was, would you? Not Arthur?
14 and a half, yeah.
Arthur?
What's that?
Colonel Tom Parker, do you remember him?
No, can't say I do.
Seriously, you're an Elvis fan?
Oh, I think you're talking about a football player.
No, Colonel Tom Parker.
He was a guitarist or something.
No, he's the manager of Elvis.
I thought he was a guitar player in his band.
I don't think anybody lasted long enough to call the band working with Elvis.
No,
but anyway,
well, that's true.
Velocity All-Stars. Short ball crashing over and scores. I think that might Talapa, number 11.
Yep, that's him.
After giving a history lesson, we finally come back to the footy, and Talapa will go over and lock it all up with a kick to come. There he is. He's just lurking off the left shoulder here. Short ball.
Yep.
Had a bit to do. Bounces it, and then the Gronk spike to add to the misery. Kick to come.
Halfback's the goal kicker. Elijah Breen from Norse.
All right. He's about 5 in, about 20 out.
Goal kicker for his club. He plays for Norse in Brisbane. They won the premiership.
Who was coaching that side, do you know, Arthur?
I can't remember who the coach was. Remembering that there's 65 clubs in Brisbane.
Come on, mate. Conversion waved away. I can name every BRL A-grade coach. That's only 8 of them.
What's he going to say?
Or 9, I mean. Well, that's changed. a little bit.
Yeah, there's a few more now, isn't there?
Yeah, Aidan Roos is gone. I know that Jason Delizio's gone from the Carina side.
Oh, he's
Carina
dropped
Tigers.
back, hasn't he?
Yeah. Michael Lambert returns for the Bulimba.
The
Dylan
water boy
Slater
here.
is
The water boy here is the coach for Uruguay.
Adam Wright.
Yeah, Adam Wright.
Dylan Slater has dropped out of the BRLA grade side for the Roosters. I know.
Yeah, and stepped down from the presidency out there as well to spend a bit of time with family. As we all know, it takes a bit of time out of your life.
Well, Danny Walker from Valleys has stepped down as chairman for after 11 years.
Yep. Still the treasurer.
3 generations. Yeah, well, only because he's the only one who can count.
Good man, Danny.
Terrific man.
As a novice to junior rugby league, what is the role of the league safe?
He's the water boy.
Ah,
that's all.
Just a fancy title?
Yeah. Yeah, he's the water boy.
Well, he's got to, but he's also got to make sure. We'll say for the juniors, they all have headgears or mouth guards. Or
he's got a role play because he's the first person that gets the injured player, and he's got to determine whether the player needs more serious attention.
He basically takes over the game. Yeah,
fair enough.
Once something like that, high shot here,
like Alfie does.
You got to let it go, mate. He's an institution, the little elf. Teflon.
They tell me that instead of giving him a league safe jersey this year, they're going to give him a proper Broncos one with league safe on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, he probably would have done all right last year.
Actually, he wouldn't have been lost, would he?
No. And we are down to 140, unfortunately. A restart, away we go. Talapa, the try scorer. Gets across the 20. Offload nicely.
Great
Good support play.
Great offload. And he wants it again.
Lines over. Set that big unit again in Weehu Hopper. Allowed to run. They're causing havoc. Here's a good ball. Clean set of heels. Andrews tries to get over and he lost it. Good defence.
He tried the one-handed flick instead of passing it, and the winger drops the ball.
Yeah, Benson Hanna Tower. Try-saving tackle. George Gregan-like. Have a look at this. He's on his way.
Watch the little flick. He could have passed it.
Could have hung on to it too. I don't think it was the last.
I think he might have gone close to scoring anyway, but anyway, he didn't.
He didn't. Move on. 9:41 on our clock. It's approximate. So 4-all. What a game of rugby league. What games of rugby league we've had. We had a draw in the over 35s. No surprise there, really, but...
No, that was the try on the...
Oh, the try was on the full time. I beg your pardon. That's right. Yeah, that did go against run and play.
There was
Jake's Allstars.
There was a draw in the under-9s, I believe it was, the very first game of the day.
Oh, yeah, just shot me down, everybody.
He nodded off to sleep and missed that try.
Yeah. Well, it was an intercept. It was an intercept.
I tell you what, there's been some really good scoots out of dummy half here. The Barbarians have got a lot of ground out of the scoots.
Might have learned from that game before, the under-35s, so the little men from dummy half caused a lot of havoc. Kick over the top, end over end. Still in the field of play, has to do something with it.
Great tackle by the 15. Yeah, great tackle by the 15. There's Brian Prunini having a hit up.
Certainly some...
Where are those front rowers?
Well, they're going to try and go through. I think the All-Stars need to take a leaf out of the under-12s and just send it wide, not try to go up the middle, but there's just too many big bodies in the way. That's halfway that's been crossed. Still 2 tackles to go here for Velocity All-Stars.
That's the second hit up for him again.
Pooney, yeah. Gets to the 40s. Now it's the last. Kick over top.
That's a better
Carter
kick.
Welfare. Now
Great
he has to do something with it. That's a big forward and the try scorer, big forward, I should say, big winger. He looks like a forward.
He did really well, that bloke. If they got over his head and he was going into the in goal.
Memphis Theakov. 5 in from far side. Dart from dummy half. A bit of a goose stepping, going sideways. And he made another metre there.
Velocity Sports is getting away with it. Look at the, it's only 5 metres in under 14s in attack and defence. Only have to be 5 metres.
A lot of dust out here. Of course, a lot of traffic going up the middle with these big forwards. Well, it's last. They're going to run it. Probably passed that too early. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if Benson Henutawa, the number 5, was expecting his inside man to run it a bit further.
He ran nowhere, didn't he?
He offloaded a bit too quick. Wasn't quite ready for it. So this gives the Velocity All-Stars 47 metres to the try line. Dart from dummy half. Well, he sort of stopped there, Andrews, and was an easy target. He'll get up and quickly play it and knock it on. So, yep, your own fault there. You got to hang on to that footy. Remonstrating with the referee, but I don't think there's any hand anywhere near it from the Barbarians. It's all him. They've
got a bit of a situation here with the Velocity guys. They've got no dummy half now. They've taken the Mason off, Mason Phillips. So I don't know who's going to be the dummy half.
I think the 14 Logan Hudson might be, if he's, because the fullback's locking the scrum. I'll be playing 7. I'm not sure where 7 is if he's in the scrum. The Barbarians. Via Vila.
He stopped running and they pushed him back 5 metres.
You're asking for it, aren't you?
You don't keep pumping, you're in trouble.
Again, they come to this blind side. It goes back into the field played as Jose Otto. It's a little bit slowish play the ball. This Fionati gets a penalty. Too high.
Oh, not kicking for line.
Right in the middle of the park. They're going to try and thunder it up the middle. I don't know whether it was a captain's call or a game play. This time Starkey will have a crack.
1 out.
Tackled by his opposite 17 and Schuster.
His dad played Queensland Schoolboys.
Oh.
Young Starkey.
By Bailey. Doesn't have a relative place to the Northern Pride by chance?
No, I don't think so.
Scored a treble, I think, against Wynnum at Redlands, round 14. It's Habib. Get up and play it. Probably played a little bit too quick. The dummy half wasn't quite ready, but anyway, the Barbarians start to put it through the hands. They're coming out the back heels with Parker. Parker gets the offload now to Ito, and Ito will take that tackle. They went sideways didn't go anywhere forward, Arthur.
Yeah, the winger tried to get the intercept from Velocity. They're lucky they didn't get around him.
Crossfield kick. It's been knocked back. Referee will say no, knock on. So Barbarians will get another 6.
At least they got a Velocity. They got a chance because it goes to a scrum.
Yeah, well, I noticed in the first half of the BRL A grade season with the new rules, quite a number of tries were scored from scrums. Players didn't quite know how to go one-on-one. Yeah, they had a 4-3 or a 5.
You have a lot of times the lock picks the ball up.
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't. There's like a bit of a mini mousetrap at the back. It's all.
You see a lot of in junior. Oh.
No, finally, Diggs referee wants it a penalty. There you go, Hunter.
He was offside.
Here we go. Is that a differential? No, it's come out. So he's going to say
he's offside.
Full penalty.
The halfback touched it, which he shouldn't have, and then the lock picked it up, and he was in front of him. That was a get-out-of-jail card. We're coming up towards half-time here. I'd like to be a fly on the wall at half-time for these two teams because it's anybody's game, this.
You surely be allowed. Haven't you got a back page pass, Arthur Vernon?
I could get in over at the Velocity one, but I don't think the Barbarian one. Let alone Lenny's a really good bloke. He's the coach for the Barbarians.
He won't mind. And mind you probably haven't got to go in to hear it.
Oh, no.
Pops it out the back. throws a dummy there to Penne. Still going. Penne, jeez, he's got some wheels. Almost gets away. It's going to be grabbed there by Osamoa. Cleans out heels. He's on his way. There's welfare. Finds a fullback in Warradu, and Warradu finds the shoulder of Habib. And he's going to say, go back and play it on the, or come forward and play it on the mark. There you go. Very generous,
you don't
sir.
usually see that.
Never. I think that's the first time I've seen a bit of footy. Wow. Let's just slow down the momentum again. Now, I don't understand that. You can take the ball back wherever you want. Knock on. So,
young Charlie Dixon wasn't expecting the ball back inside to him there.
Just explain that to me, Arthur. If you're going on momentum and he wants the player to come forward, it's Velocity's fault if they lose a couple of metres not playing in the mark.
Well,
so
of course it is.
That's slowed the momentum down that they were already on, and they haven't really caused an infringement or stole any metres. They actually penalised themselves by going back.
Yep, that's it.
So they should have just kept playing on. But anyway, that's my little soapbox for the afternoon.
I tell you something, for the Barbarians, the halfback's taking the ball out the back of the scrum now, not the lock.
Mixing it up. Well, the referee's going nuts with the pill now.
I tell you something, someone wants to put something in that whistle. Let's see some footy.
Leota. Now, it's a long way to kick for touch. I don't think he will. No, he'll send another forward into the line. That is the halfway line here at Logan Saints.
This could be the last set of 6.
Fionati.
1 minute.
Cologne. Goes back.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for a field goal.
Thought so. That was with the intention anyway. Parker's coming through. The bounce is good. Hene Tower involved in the tackle as well. They'll run it out from their own try line. They've only got probably 3 or 4 tackles.
That was
man with
a very brave offload by the
yeah, right then.
By the fullback.
Yeah, right in front of the 10 metres out from your own line. With half time looming, the last thing you want to do is concede a try from an error, an unforced error right in front of your own upright.
A little bit of dust starting to come up now.
Yeah, a lot of traffic here today.
A lot of footy.
Yeah. Pooney again gets a footy. Gets the offload.
Oh, no look
pass. Turns it back inside. Caraba, and Caraba will take the tackle, and he'll take that to the ground, and that will be half-time for all. An enthralling contest here in the under-14s.
Could be anywhere here, and like I said, it's just going to depend on what happens at half-time and how they come out after half-time.
Yeah, 4-all, we go through the try scorers. Talape and Breen none from 1, and Theokorf with a try for the Barbarians, and Tom Parker none for 1. So gives you a scoreline of 4-all at halftime here. This is the under-14s here. As we go through a couple more of our sponsors as we wait for the boys to resume the second half. Force Civil believe your business can grow with the conscious and positively contribute to the community rather than solely be focused on dollars. Force Civil's most valuable resource is their people. This is why they sponsor Velocity All-Star for the people in the community. They are exemplary leaders in the business by always remaining true to their values. If you need haulage, think Force Civil. All right, we'll take a bit of a break here as we wait for the second half to get underway for this clash. Locked up 4-all. We'll be back soon.
Yeah, that is the halftime break. Of course, this is the 5th annual Suicide Prevention Cup. We are calling this live from Logan City Rugby Union at 200 Queens Road in Slacks Creek. Feel free to come on down if you are watching from home and you're not too far away. Even if it's not for this game, the under-14s, by all means, come on down for the last main event. Jake's All-Stars taking on Kai Boss Suicide Prevention. It's going to be a hell of a main game. That one kicks off at 6 o'clock in just under an hour. In the meantime, we do have this under-14s game. It's 4 apiece and one great game of footy. Stay right with us. We'll be back with you in just a moment for the second and final half in the under-14s game between the Velocity All-Stars and the Barbarians. And we are back with you here at the 5th Annual Suicide Prevention Cup. Halftime is rapidly running down in this under-14s game between the Velocity All-Stars and the Barbarians. We said from the very beginning it was going to be a heated match and it was going to be nice and close, and it absolutely has delivered. Tied at 4 apiece leading into the halftime break. The Velocity All-Stars will be kicking off this second half. So handing you over to your commentators, it is once again John Devine and Arthur Vernon.
Well, Arthur, if we get anything like the first half, it's going to be an absolute cracker. 4-all, doesn't get any better or any tighter. You and I both like a defensive game. We've seen plenty of that.
Great defence by both sides. Some good attack as well. I think they might have to turn the lights on for the next game. And I just say, the next game is a mixed game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was girls came out just before over there.
Awesome.
So it's
great
mixed.
to see. It's just out of control of women's sport in every code, isn't it?
Oh, very much so.
Whoa, big shot, put it on his backside. It's Hala. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
QRL and NRL are putting a lot of money into women's sport. Over about 80% of development officers, I'm told, are women for rugby league.
Why not?
And our NRL development officer up against AFL development officers, they're about 4 to 1.
Wow.
They get about 4 times more development officers than we have.
Well, that'll be interesting. That's after this one. We've got to break the deadlock in this one, Arthur. Who do you think will do it and why?
I don't think it can separate them at the moment.
You reckon it'll be locked up at the death? Are we going to get any points in the second half?
We will. I'm leaning towards the All-Stars, only through loyalty, probably.
Mm-hmm. Arthur,
being neutral then.
There you go. That's what we're after.
Oh. That was a practice run.
I don't know whether Emmanuel Osamoah will be happy about that. Will it go again? Yeah, why not? There he goes. Steps off the left a little bit, right, I should say a little bit. And still spinning and turning and copping the treatment. Held, says the referee. Play it on the mark.
Just watching the All-Stars half-time, and I got the impression by the way Ty was talking, he really wants them to get up in that defensive line and put them on the ground. Didn't get over to the other side.
No, it's a long way away.
Oh,
ball comes spewing out the back. Play the whistle. Referee does finally blow it. No advantage.
Oh.
Is he going to say it's been knocked on by...
Well,
it'll still be a scrum.
If it goes to All-Stars, then why wouldn't it have just played on?
No, I don't think it will, but unless there's 2 knock-ons and no advantage.
Yeah.
Can't see who's got the footy, but the way they're lined out, I think it might be a Velocity's ball, and it is. The dart from dummy half is Jared Horn. Horn has lost the footy cold. Well...
That's his first touch of the ball.
That's a coach killer and a half, isn't it? You're right, it is for Jared Horn.
Yeah, and you know what? As a coach, when that happens, you shake your head thinking to yourself, my goodness me.
You've just got to hang on that footy for dear
life.
life.
Very much so.
Ty on the sideline. Doesn't show much emotion on the sideline, Ty. I see he's wearing a brand new pair of white socks again.
Yep.
Looking delicious. They go back the other way. And he actually roused on me after I mentioned that he was at home today wearing a white robe and being fed grapes. Apparently it's strawberries.
He is, I will tell you, he's certainly a lot quieter than Trigger on the sideline.
I think maybe Des Hasler might be the only one who's noisier than Trigger. Penalty.
Now, do you take the 2?
It's that sort of game, isn't it? But
yeah.
They're not here for the...
Yes, they are. They're here they're playing for a trophy.
Yeah, I know they're here for a trophy, but I think they're playing for the points, as in dominance. Last thing Asamoah will get up and play it is they lose possession this close to the line. Intercept, away he goes. Is it an intercept or a one-on-one strip? Regardless, he's got the footy and still going is Talapa, the try scorer. He'll get to the 40.
Now do we take the 2?
Maybe, Arthur Vernon, you're probably right. Referees wave 6 to more because they're offside. Hala. Gets to the halfway line, cops a little bit of treatment. A lot of dust. There he is. They pop it out the back, keeping it alive here at the velocity side. It's in the hands of Andrews. And Andrews will get twisted into the grass. 11 metres inside Barbarians territory. Dixon. And he got away from one. They got a lot of treatment again from Cologne. Oh, I should have given it. He's on the fly there, wasn't Warradu. He's going to go himself and score the try there. It's Carter Welfare. And Carter Welfare comes up with a 4-pointer to break the deadlock after half-time. Should have took the 2, Arthur, yes. And the try scored there by Carter Welfare, the number 6. Have a look at the replay here. Shows and goes, I thought he'd blown it here, but he pushes off a couple of defenders, steps off the left nicely and goes all the way through. Tom Parker couldn't believe it.
The number 14 just dropped his head there.
Yeah, that is Tom Parker. You realise
could not believe what had just happened to him.
Great step off the left foot, takes the lead out to 8 points to 4. And it took only 6 minutes for this try in the second half. Took 15 in the first half. And the thing is,
it all goes back to the penalty.
It does indeed, mate. I don't know whether there's a one-on-one strip there or it was actually
no, he had intercepted.
Intercept, yeah. Yes. Elijah Breen lines this up for a left foot strike. Oh, hits the upright and goes through. So 2 points added to the total, 10 points to 4. Yeah, and in the first half, Memphis Theokoff scored in the 15th minute, but a minute later Talapar scored to level it up. Now, Velocity don't want this to happen. Take away the advantage they've got now. 6 points to 4, there's a try scored. Talapar, Welfare, and Theokoff for the Barbarians. Parker none from 1, Breen 1 from 2. Get underway. It's going to be allowed to go end over end, and it
it's
does
run
run dead.
Out to the 20, out to the drop out front of the post. That's a cardinal sin, that one.
Well, the foot, he's just, you're not allowed, you shouldn't let it bounce for a start. And that's gone end over end with a breeze.
It just kept running. It's running, the wind's blowing that way.
Yeah. So a line drop out here.
That was the easiest 50 metres they ever got. And never had to do a tackle.
So Heiss drop out.
Oh, we've gone a union drop.
Leota. I think he's got too much underneath that one. It looked like my drive on the first at Ashgrove.
No, I only have...
Like an elephant's backside, high and it stunk.
Only have 2.
Oh!
Pick
up again. Hang on, sorry, Arthur. Intercept here for the ball has dropped dead and it's only 8 metres short halfway. Yes, sorry, mate.
That's Mason Phillips there. I say the only 2 handicaps I got with golf is if I take my clubs and get them out.
Get them out. Well, you're doing better than I am. It's been a while since I played. I don't even know whether I'm left or right-handed. Dart from dummy half. Warradu. Full back. Gets to almost to the 30. No look pass. Yeah, I don't know whether he's expecting there was Pooney. But anyway, it's going to be picked up at the back here by the Barbarians player in...
The pass was on.
I don't think he was ready for it, was he?
He wasn't.
Cologne was the player, ended up with a footy.
I think he thought he was going to play out the back. They got him up the Stars have got him up the right end.
They want a good defensive set. One thing I've noticed about the Velocity Stars in all grades that have played here today, Arthur Vernon, is their defence. Every grade from the under-10s up have just had this phenomenal ability to defend for long periods too. There was one game where they got smashed to the back end. The score didn't really reflect it, but they had no footy. That's a great offload. Still going here. It's with Parker. Parker goes back the other way. Long ball. Does he get it? No. It's going to be dived on the far side. The referee will say play on. It's going to be picked up here by Ito.
I just want to know why he threw the pass.
Well, I think he saw Hene Tower just screaming. I'm guessing that's a punt. It wouldn't have been a field goal, was it? Nah, must have been a drop punt, surely.
Well, he didn't execute it very well. He just gave him 20 metres for nothing.
Well, it's just given it to him there because that's where he kicked it from.
He might as well have walked up and just handed the ball.
There you go. Let's do this. So, let's wait and see if they can stay focused here and hang on to the ball for a set of 6 here for Velocity. I can't remember the last time they completed a set.
They've gone back with Phillips at dummy half. That'll be an asset.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Held says the referee.
A little bit of stability.
You just need that, don't you? Here he goes again, this Waihu Oppa. Eight metres out from halfway. Bit of a goose-stepping run there from Charlie Dixon. Dixon gets just across the halfway line. Dummy half run here from Phillips. Don't pass it, mate. Just run. Woohoo Hopper.
I thought it was forward anyway, but it was a great offer. Good attempt at it.
Yeah, you don't have to score off every set, hey?
I tell you what, they're trying to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just got to work away. Still got 20 minutes of rugby league in this game. They're down 10 points to 4, and they lead.
Certainly not playing the percentage. But I suppose if he catches the ball and he runs out and scores, we tell him it's a legend.
Yeah, that only happens once out of every 10 goes. So Barbarians will work it out from their 30 and get to the 40.
Nice tackle around the ankles.
Halfway line's not far away. Thought about offloading there, but the job of the prop forward in Soamo is to drive forward. He's lost some metres and he's lost the footy. Well, the referee said he called held first.
I thought the referee was going to penalise him for going on with it.
Mateo.
Barbarians just don't seem to be getting the go forward properly.
Well, they've gone to the kick. I don't think it was the last. Coming through quite quickly now is Hannah Tower. Hannah Tower's got some wheels. Battered dead in goal. Oh. Well, Devante Andrews has saved the day. Hannah Tower was screaming, and that will be another line dropout.
I don't know whether he would have been able to handle it if he got there in time. But I'll tell you what, the other bloke didn't have a choice. It was a matter of get the ball out. The winger's flying. And he wasn't going for the ball.
No.
He went the man.
So line drop out here. They go short again as with Schuster. That's going to land 45 metres on the fly. And Habib will bring it back. Beats one. No, that beats two. Finally rolled to the ground, 20 out. Three defenders there on the Barbarians player in Cologne. Mateo.
Boy, there's some great defence going on.
Yeah, velocity. It's been a feature of all their games today.
Haven't seen...
Oh, intercept. Hang on, Arthur. Now it's a foot race. He's got support outside him. They're coming at him. It's going to be in the hands now of Welfare, and Welfare will come and take the tackle. Good cover defence there from Travian Pritchard.
They shift it wide here.
Horn hangs onto the footy this time.
Should have shifted it.
Cover defence here from Barbarians. As Warradu tries to get across the line.
He scored.
Referee will walk back and point to the mark. You're right. Warradu comes up with a try after an intercept.
Mate, if I can have.
Try to. The All-Stars are pounced.
Look at that.
Well,
he just kept driving.
Yeah, Parker whipped him towards the ground there, and he just hung on long enough.
Comes back to getting the ball back. Thanks, mate.
So it was the intercept there that got them down to this end of the park. It ended up in the hands of card Welford. I'm just trying to make out the player who actually started the intercept and maybe...
The winger, he's gone off.
Oh, that explains why I can't see where he is.
Number 5, Jaden.
Oh, he's down there. I don't know whether he's gone off. He's down there in
No,
front
he's holding his shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Ty Infant's talking to him, but he's going back out. Is that the young fellow there?
That's him.
That's a
Oh,
half
it was a
back.
7.
Yeah.
Well, no, that wasn't the guy. No,
No, it wasn't.
no.
No.
Here he comes. Look,
Oh, he's
walking up
coming
the
up,
thing.
yeah. So whether he got
He was
smashed in back play, I don't know.
He was holding his shoulder when he got tackled, when he made that run.
It's pretty hard. Paddock, we'll just have a look at his
No, he hurt the shoulder.
We'll see who he is. But anyway, the conversion lined up here by Warradu, trying to convert his own try.
Like, hey, what's he got? All right, mate.
Oh, low flat kick. It's going to be converted. So Warradu converts his own try. 16 points to 4. It was started off the break from the left winger in there, and Jaden Diedrich.
Jaden's come off. He's injured his shoulder. And
He doesn't
he's
look
not
good.
looking real flash at the moment. They're going to lace it up. I wouldn't think we'll see him back for the rest of the day. He plays for Wavell. He doesn't play for a club. He's in the Wavell Academy.
Wavell High. Oh, there's a powerhouse for you. The pleasure of calling some Langer Cup games from there.
Yeah.
Terrific oval.
Great facility.
That's going to go in over in. That's a halfback waiting for it down there. And Breen, no.
That's twice now. 2 kickoffs.
Well,
last
his
one they got out of jail on. Let's see if they pay the price for this one.
So they're going to have 6 tackles, 2 metres out from the try line.
It should be a scrum because it was a knock on.
Here they come. They come
Yeah,
together.
there's the signal.
Five out. Let's see what they can do here. The Barbarians are down by 12.
Well, they need a try.
Yeah, it's 14 to go on our clock.
There's no rush, but I mean, they certainly don't need velocity to score again.
Sound like
And there's no rush. There's no need to push the pass.
Parker, long cutout ball. Can he get to the try line, Ito? And Ito, the cover defence comes across. The referee's going to award the try, I think,
he
and
scored.
he will. And Ito scores off the back of a scrum. Error from the kickoff, and the Barbarians make velocity pay.
Yep, should have paid for the last one, but they got let off. I just see, if you just watch as the guy goes down to score, if you just watch Ty Ingelbritson, here we go. Got his arms. if that was his father, he would have went right
You know
off.
he's not allowed on the sidelines, Trigger. They got to lock him in a cage out the back with a
I
cone of silence.
I work with him up at the Sunshine Coast, they reckon that he's a clone for Craig Bellamy.
Jeez,
I think he taught Craig Bellamy.
it's a bit harsh on Craig, isn't it? Trigger, we're only kidding if you were listening.
He knows I love him.
Certainly do owe Trigger a lot of thanks. Always gave me a time for an interview before or after a game, even when they lost. Plenty of time on radio as well, Trigger, and yeah, always he's a professional. Denied two Entrust Super Cup premierships, one with East and one with the Sunshine Coast Falcons. The Falcons losing in the last minute to the PG Hunters. Turn off now, Trigger, if you're listening. That's going to be unsuccessful. And then obviously losing to the Northern Pride as well. Northern Pride were just fresh that day.
Certainly got the coaching.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's a top quality coach.
Ty is going really well himself.
Is
I can't
is that
see
his
it.
third premiership?
Yeah, can't see him being too far off getting a higher job. He was assistant coach up at the Northern Pride.
So Memphis Thiakoff gets a double. Conversion unsuccessful. 16 points to 8, so they're still down by 8.
Going to score twice. They've
Under
got plenty
12
of
to go.
time.
Well, Arthur Verner, you asked for 2 points for the penalty.
And then they scored.
Scored the other end. It was probably,
So
well, you'd have to call it a 4-point turnaround.
Take the 6 points off for the
Look
try.
out, the Barbarians are going nuts down the left-hand side. Ball back inside for the lock. Hooker and Leoto.
Yep.
Halfway line, just there.
Nice pickup.
How about that?
That was a great pickup. That was a terrible pass.
It was Alex Luke, and now it's a penalty.
I'm waiting to see Isaac Luke's brother do something. All he's done so far is catch and pass.
Well, he caught a beauty then.
I want to see him do something.
Parker kicks for touch. We need to get that ball back nice and quickly.
Remember, he's playing in the 7.
Isaac Luke announcing his retirement as well.
Right out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finished his season with the winner Manly Seagulls. Good carry there from Starkey. Well, it was. Few velocity players turned up. Pushed him back a few metres, and now it's with Faye Yanati. 12 out from the try line. Got some momentum now. Benjamin Quinlan. And it's a penalty.
That is a really tough
high shot.
Really tough thing when you're on your line, knowing when to go up and how to hit.
Do you take the 2 here to bring it within 6?
Well,
no, not this time either. It's
you wouldn't want him. You wouldn't want him to take it before, so they're not going to take it
now. Bayer Vela, 10 out, 20 in from the grandstand side here at Logan Saints. Quinlan again draws a lot of defence.
They need to score one near the post.
Yeah, 5 metres out from the try line. Trying to get his way through there is Carlos Bagon. And Carlos is also doing.
Oh, they're a metre out.
The velocity, Allstars hanging on defensively. Goes back the other way now to Luke.
He didn't have a choice. The velocity guys ran up and got him off.
And that's good defence there.
Turned him back in.
Long ball again. It's with Quinlan.
See, the defence is going up out wide.
They're using the banana defence of the Canberra side of the 80s.
If they pass it.
And they do. Oh, heavy contact there is going to be pulled down as Starkey. Changeover.
That was an awesome tackle. That had to be made. But he gets the pass away there. They score.
Well, that's good defence, isn't it, from the
That's awesome.
velocity side.
The guy came in off the wing to help.
But you remember the banana defence from Canberra Raiders, or Tim Sheens, they just come up out wide. They turn the attacking side back inside to where all the tacklers are. You got to be careful you not get off the mark too early, but anyway. Velocity survive. Barbarians still have 8 to make up with 8 to go.
Still plenty of time, but they can't afford to let him get too far up this field.
That's the 40. 10 short of the halfway line. Charlie Dixon, he's been strong, the lock for velocity. Good quick play the ball.
Few in front of the kicker.
Hudson puts it high. Parker's underneath it, takes it nicely.
No pressure.
Gives it off now to Hanatoa. He stands his ground, 12 short of halfway. And this time it's with Jose Ito.
They're persevering with going them through the middle.
Yeah, for Pali Fianardi, which is fine, because if you stick to what the coach asks you to do, then if it doesn't come off, it's the coach's fault. If you know what I mean. You stick to what the coach says to do, and if it doesn't work, it's back on them.
They should be pairing up and running together. They're just one and one out, and they're just picking them off.
Do you know what I mean, Arthur? If they break the gameplay, and it's the coach's call, and they want to roll up the middle, you roll up the middle. Warradu, try scorer.
It's right there between the goalposts.
8 metres out. There's a bit of a gap
there
on the edge of the ruck. You're right. Arthur, you and I can see it. He's trying to work his way through there. Still is Charlie Dixon. 2 metres short. Welfare steps back inside. Too much traffic there for Welfare. Thrown on his back. And it's going to be a penalty.
No, he's going to make him play it.
They must have called hell
I reckon they got out of jail.
Probably should have been a penalty, right? It's with Talapar.
Oh, nice pass.
Quick and scores in the corner.
Beautiful ball.
That's smart football, Arthur Vernon. Very smart football. Vision.
Nice, quick hands, draw pass. The winger didn't have anyone to beat.
Yeah, Hiwa Latu. I think that's the first time he's touched the ball and he scored a try. His shorts are pristine white. Have a look at this. Left, quick hands, over.
Good work by the dummy half. He got out and he took the markers out.
Yep. Yeah, the first time he's touched that ball from my memory. Not that it's really good, that memory of mine, but Hiwa Latu. Have a look at it again.
Now watch the dummy half. He makes the try. Look,
well, Pene's quick hands. Look at this.
Beautiful pass by the centre.
Pene.
Pene, yep. We've had a couple of Penes today.
We have.
I think that's the third one. They'll have to turn the lights on here.
Synonymous with greatness. One of my favourite players of yesteryear, not that long ago. Foy's Penny.
Yeah.
Man could kick, run, tackle, toss a coin, call right.
We're talking about forward goal kickers.
Exactly.
Shane McNally.
That's a kick.
What would you give for a goal kicker?
Exactly.
I was trying to think of the goal kicker for Bulldogs. That was the second rower.
Canterbury Bulldogs.
Shane McNally, he was a goal kicker for East. Was the CEO of Brisbane Juniors. Now he's out of Carina.
Yeah, that's right. But he played for Redcliffe. Did he not? Shane McNally? No, I know who I'm thinking of. The leading try scorer in games for Redcliffe before he was overtaken by Phil Dennis. Who played the most games before Phil Dennis? And he played for Redcliffe.
I was wondering where Brian.
Forward.
I was wondering where Brian Pooney went. He took his headgear off.
Oh, big contact there.
He's still taking the hit ups. He's just hasn't got the headgear on.
Well, now he can see.
There he goes again.
Velocity. Does a goose step. I don't know where that comes from. He loses some momentum. He gets absolutely smashed. I can always remember talking to Darren Smith about the try of the century. I said, how did you know Alfie was there? He said, I didn't. I couldn't see a thing. My headgear was on crooked.
Oh.
It's going to be knocked
on.
Parker. Yeah, Darren Smith saying he couldn't see anything. And he just heard Alfie out on the side going, yep. Pass the ball to him. Headgear can be a bit of a nuisance. He ended up coaching Redcliffe. He's taken, Adam Mogg replaced him. Played the most games, Intrust Super Cup games before Phil Dennis overtook him.
Okay.
I'll leave that with you, Arthur.
And he was a goal kicker.
No, he wasn't, but I was thinking of Shane McNally, but a similar build, similar size.
Not the farmer.
No. Dar from dummy half here, so the Velocity side trying to put this game to bed. 20 points away. They probably have got the title. 2.5 to go on our clock.
This will be 2 years in a row the 14s have won it. I think the advantage here is at the goalpost.
Well, if they send it right, they've got 4 on 2.
Now it's 6 on 1.
Yep. Just through the hands. Passing left to right is a little bit trickier. Short ball. Pops it out the back, still alive. Now they've got some numbers, Velocity. Surely they score, and they do. And over he goes. Scores in the corner. It might have been Cayman Pene, the number 3.
This is exactly the same way as last year. The game was real close at half time. Velocity Stars came out and blew it out of the water in the second half last year too.
Arthur, your memory is a lot better than mine if you remember that far back.
Mate, I know most of these guys.
I can't remember last week, let alone March this year. Try score on that one was the number 1, I believe, Marikai Waradu.
That was good hands. Now watch this. Hooker did the right thing. Draw, pass, pass. Yeah, number 1. Waradu.
Warrior, yep. Is that who scored it?
That's who
It
scored
is,
it.
yes.
That's his second.
After watching it for the second time, yes, we agree. Ian.
So the conversion,
How many different goal kickers have we had?
This will be 3. The first one was Elijah Breen. He's gone 1 from 2. Waradu's gone 1 from 2 as well.
Just about 28 seconds, mate.
Troy Lindsay, is who I'm thinking of.
There, he's the farmer.
Farmer. Oh, yeah, but I don't think you're talking
He
about.
was a dairy farmer.
I didn't know about the other farmer.
Well, how many farmers they played for Redcliffe? He's kicked it.
Oh, he's hit the upright and it's gone over. So 26 points to 8.
I think the Barbarians played a lot better than that score. And there's the full-time
That is
whistle.
full-time. 26 points to 8 in favour of the All-Stars. They've gone back-to-back. And a comprehensive win in the end. So much to like about that Velocity All-Star side, but
Yeah, pick a player of the match out of that.
well, I'm probably going to I was going to lean to Mason Phillips, but he went a little bit quiet in the second half. He wasn't there, but I'm going to lean towards Charlie Dixon. I thought the lock forward in number 13 did a lot of work. He did
The 12 went pretty well. He had the headgear on, then took it off in the second half.
He did well, and obviously Warrior with a couple of tries there as well at the back end. And for the Barbarians, well, probably only one player really stands out for me in that one. That was probably Memphis Thurkoff.
When you look at these two sides, there's guys here that play in the same sides together.
So the try scorers there for the All-Stars, Talape Welfare, Warrior with 2 and Latu Breen 1 from 2. Warrior